If you're new to my channel, my name's Tiana, and if you're returning, it is so nice to see you again. So for today's video, I am going to be reviewing and showing you how I applied my makeup today using the Blendiful and the Baby Blendiful. I have used these each 3 times, and I have also washed them both. So I'm very comfortable coming on here, telling you my honest opinion, showing you how I use them, and letting you know if I think they're actually worth the money or not. So I actually ended up buying 2. I bought these 2, and there's also a pack back there because I didn't anticipate for the Blendiful to be this big. Like, I have a small face, but it's pretty big. Like, it's bigger than the palm of my hand, and they're actually double-sided, so I didn't think they were going to be this big, so I ended up buying 2. So as soon as it launched and as soon as she was talking about it, I knew I was going to purchase it, and I knew I wanted to. Not because it's Tati, not because I felt like I was going to miss out on something, because I was actually in the market on trying to find something that would work a little bit better than my Juno & Co sponges. And not just that, because I am not like a makeup expert or guru, I don't want to be using a ton of different brushes. I just want something that's going to be simple and easy for me to use while giving me like the makeup look that I want. So when I seen these, I thought, perfect, I want some, I'm buying 2. So I'm from Canada, and the total came up to $60.59. Now remember that I have 2 big ones, 2 small ones. That is shipping, that is taxes, and that is converting it into Canadian dollars. So I purchased these on the very first day they launched. I literally checked out like 3 minutes after it launched, and I received the package on February 5th. So if you're ordering from Canada, it may take a little bit of time. So do keep that in mind, that it may take some time to get to you. So what I noticed for the Blendifuls and the palette from her is that the tracking would only go up to so long, and then it just wouldn't track anymore. So it did scare me a little bit for both items, thinking, am I actually going to receive them or not? I absolutely love the minimal packaging. It comes in a black envelope, and in the black envelope you have your Blendiful package, and that's it. I like it because there's a lot less waste. On the back it says no harsh lines. I love how there's instructions on the back because it says machine wash and dry in delicate laundry bag or gentle hand wash in warm soapy water. Rinse thoroughly and blot to dry. Do not bleach, do not dry clean. So when I read that, I think be careful with it. So I will get into my results of washing it and how I washed it later in the video. But I do really like the packaging that it came in because it's very simplistic, it's very Tati, it's very crisp and clean, and I liked it. So in case you don't know, the Blendiful comes with 2. So you get the big Blendiful here, you have both sides to work with, and it is a very nice material. And I really love how soft and just bendable, and you can fold it and squish it. The Baby Blendiful is a little bit different of a material, and it's a little bit more firm than the big one, but you're still able to fold it and squish it if you want to. So I like to use the big Blendiful here for foundation. I like to use it for concealer along with blush. For the Baby Blendiful, I like to use it to set my face with like a translucent powder, set my under eyes, along with using it for bronzer. So I've tested these out a couple times. I've used them a couple different ways. Sometimes when you get blankets, t-shirts, cloths, microfibers, there are little fibers on them because it's almost like a cloth. It's a material. I felt the Blendiful, I went in the opposite way that the fibers were going and just took off any little fuzz. I didn't have any little fibers on my face, nothing like that. In all honesty, I didn't notice any fibers on here anyway. I just did it because I just wanted to make sure that there was nothing on them. If you're worried about any like fibers or fuzz coming off, you can always wash these prior to the application. This way you know they're clean and all the fibers that may have been on there are off. So now I want to talk about the application of my makeup and what I did today and how I got my look. So the very first thing is I applied my primer with my hands, and the reason I did that is because Tati did say that it is best to apply primer with your hands. So I have not used primer on these. I also feel like for primer I would just rather apply it with my hands, know where it's going, make sure that it's on the skin and in the skin, because that's what I do. And I'm also using my Smashbox primer, which I absolutely love the feel of, so that may also contribute to why I use my fingers, because I absolutely love the feeling of it. So then going in for foundation, I decided to use a CC cream, because if I'm going to be real with you, that is probably what I'm going to be reaching for the majority of the time. So I wanted to come on here and actually use products that I use day to day. So I'm using the VT Cosmetics CC cream. They had sent a couple of things to me in PR, and I've been using this CC cream for a while now, so I was comfortable with it. It is color correcting. It has like green, pink, and then the light tone to it, so I really like it a lot. And I wanted to try it with the Blendiful because I wanted to see if I could get the same look that I would with a sponge. I absolutely love to use the Blendiful with the CC cream because it just looks so nice, and it's easy to blend out, and it corrects so much. I just love it. So what I do is I actually take the more pointy side and I actually just dip it right into the CC cream, and instead of swiping it all over my face, I like to dab it in and start to blend. This way I know I'm not taking too much product. You do want to go in with a very light hand. If you go in with too heavy of a hand, I find it doesn't blend as well. And if you go in with too much product, it's a lot harder to blend. And what I notice is it doesn't absorb any product, so you're using a lot less product than you normally need to. So make sure that you're going in with a very light amount and a light hand, and it's going to blend out very nicely. So for concealer, what I like to do is I like to do a couple little dots on my under eyes. This way I'm able to build it up if I want to. Because it's the wrong shade, I do tend to go in with a light hand and just do very minimal concealing. I also like to make sure that I'm not putting too much product on my fine lines, so I like to mostly keep it like right under my eyes and then build up from there. I'm able to lightly press the concealer into the fine line so that it doesn't create a lot of creasing. If I'm not using an eyeshadow primer, I will then use a little bit of concealer to conceal my eyelids to prep them for eyeshadow. So I really like how I can use the Big Blendiful for my concealer, for my eyes, and for spot concealing. My next step is to use a liquid highlighter. I don't have any powder highlighters that I enjoy. I do have liquid highlighters that I absolutely love that are from Mary Kay. And I absolutely love them because I'm able to build them up, or I'm able to have them as a more natural look to them. The thing that I noticed with using the Big Blendiful is that when I would apply it, it would apply almost patchy, and I tried one day to like really build it up. Even if I had like a really like stripe highlight, I just wanted to see how it would look. Using the Blendiful, it's not my favorite method to. I'd probably continue to use a sponge just so that it could blend and go into my skin maybe a little more. So I just found it applied the liquid highlight a little bit patchy in my opinion. To use the Baby Blendiful for setting my face, I love it because I can pat it in and just pat it all over my face and set everything really lightly, or I can bake if I want to and just build it up. Going for my under eyes, I love it because I'm able to actually just pat my under eyes really nicely using the whole Blendiful, or I can fold it and lightly press more powder into my fine lines to help stop creasing. I love this method. Before the Blendiful came out, I was looking for a tool to really help me set my under eyes, and I was having the hardest time with my under eyes because they would crease, because they were dry, because nothing would set them properly. And since having this Blendiful, it has helped my under eyes so much. So if you're having a hard time with your under eyes, this may be a beneficial tool for you. I love how I can just like dab and pat, and I love the feeling of it. In case I need a little bit extra of a brightening, today I did not do it, but in case I do want some extra brightening under my eye, I will take my Essence Banana Powder, gently press the Blendiful in it, and just go where I can see my dark circles. Lightly press some banana powder because it doesn't actually cake or build up as much as a sponge would, and I also find I have a little bit more control over where it goes than I would with a brush. Once I'm done setting my face, I move on to bronzer, and I flip the Baby Blendiful over, and I then use bronzer. Now for today, I did not use too much bronzer because I just really wanted to keep it natural natural and light. So all I did was I pat the Blendiful in and applied the bronzer where I wanted to. You could definitely build up your bronzer with this very evenly and nicely. I just wanted to keep it very, very light today. I applied it near my cheeks, I applied it under my jaw, I applied it under my chin, on my forehead, very, very lightly, and I absolutely love the way it came out. Moving on to blush. I love to use this for blush because I was always using like a brush, and I do enjoy using a brush for blush. That sounds funny. I do enjoy using a brush for blush, but sometimes I find that when I use a brush, it can really pack on in one place, and then you have to really blend it out. So what I do is I actually flip the Blendiful over, I get a clean side, and I then dab all the blush in, which I love. And you can go in with a heavy hand and blend it out, or you can just build it up as you go. I love this method so much, and the cool part is I'm only using one tool. So I then finished the rest of my makeup. I just went in with the Tati Beauty palette. I used Aura in matte, Aura in metallic. I then went in with Soothe just to blend and buff everything out, and I then used Soothe under my eyes just to darken everything up. The other three products that I actually used was the Nude by Nature eyebrow pencil. This I do take like an eyeliner pencil and just work it into my eyebrows because it is too much of a pencil to like go into my brows with. So I just apply it very lightly and fill in my brows. I love this mascara. I picked it up, and this is why I'm talking about my makeup today, because if you're in the market for a new mascara, go pick this up. But I am telling you, this is the best mascara I have tried from the drugstore in a long time. I've seen advertisements for this, and when I went to the drugstore, I said I'm just gonna bite the bullet and pick it up. This is a CoverGirl Expeditionist mascara. It's in black. I want more. Now, I absolutely love the CoverGirl Lash Blast mascara. That is a little bit more affordable than this one, but this one just reminds me almost of the formula that the Mary Kay ones do. It's got like a nice fluffy side to it, but it also has like a nice flat side to it. And when I found this out, I thought that's almost like the Fenty one, and I almost bought the Fenty one. So I almost want to buy the Fenty one and compare it to this one. So I just want to compare the two, but I feel like if you were looking for a good mascara, I highly recommend this one. I even used it for my bottom lashes yesterday, and I loved it. So I cannot recommend this mascara enough. Moving away from the mascara, because we do want to get into the rest of the video, this here was the Sugar Nude Fresh. I've been trying to use up some older lip products, so that's what I have on my lips today. They're dry, so it's good because it is a tinted lip balm, but it also just does give some nice color to it also. To set my face, I used the Akula SPF makeup setting spray. This was in like a project pan that I was doing, and I noticed that I don't know if you can see it on camera, but as soon as I sprayed this on my face this morning, for some reason there was a spot that became really red and irritated on my face, which never happened before. I'm just trying to use this up. I will give you my full thoughts about it in my empties video, so if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe. But yeah, I just use this to set my face in case you were wondering what I use. So once I'm finished all my makeup, if I need to blend out anything in this area after doing my eye makeup, or if I need to blend anything in my lips or anywhere, I can always take the Blendiful and just reblend everything so that it gives me the look I want. Moving into the cleaning section, I love how I'm able to put it in the laundry machine. The reason why is because I use these little microfiber makeup eraser towels that I purchased off of Amazon. I'll leave them in the description. They're very cheap. I've had these for over a year. I do need to get some new ones because they're getting old, but I use these for about 2 times. Then I put them in a laundry bag. When it comes time for me to do my laundry, I take this and I put it in the laundry machine on the most delicate cycle that I have. So this one here actually has like a separator inside. So there's 2 sides. So one side I put the Blendiful in, one side I put the makeup remover cloths in. This way they could go in at once. Like I said, I tossed it in the most gentle cycle. You guys seen that there were no rips, no tears. You've seen that they were used, they were dirty, and when they came out, they were a little bit wet, and I noticed that not all of the product came off. What I did was I air dried them. I didn't put them in the dryer. I just wanted to air dry them. I think I could have put them on just a little bit higher of a cycle. The biggest thing that I would recommend is just treating these very, very gently. I think if you were to be too harsh with them, I could see them ripping. I know that I'm actually going to be able to take care of the Blendiful and my skin because I can wash it regularly. If I do a load of laundry in 2 days, I can take my Blendiful and I can wash it. If I do a load of laundry in a week, take my Blendiful and wash it. And that's one thing that I noticed about my sponges that I wasn't doing, because a lot of the product was being absorbed into the sponge that I wouldn't see. And I would not always take the extra half an hour to wash my sponges and brushes, which I know is crazy, but it's real life, we're being honest. So at least this way I know for the majority of my face that my Blendiful was clean and I'm applying it with a clean product. And then this way too, now to wash my brushes, I'm not having to wash literally as many brushes. So I think the Blendiful would be really good if you're looking for a specific tool to help with your powder. I think it's a really good tool if you're looking for something that can help with many steps, especially if you're beginning in makeup, because when I was starting makeup, like, I'm not a guru, I'm not an expert, I'm just here give you my opinion about the Blendiful. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what type of bronzer brush you want, you know, powder brush you want, blush brush you want, and that all adds up. And I feel like if I can get all of those steps done with one tool and it looks amazing, then that's great. By all means, you don't have to use a Blendiful for all these things. If you only want to use a Blendiful for powder products, that's great also. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. It's just a beauty tool that is available just like a sponge. Some people don't enjoy sponges, some people do. Some like brushes, some don't. So that's all I'm saying is it's just a tool that's available. It'd make a really nice gift for someone. It would make a really nice tool to start your makeup kit if you're not sure what to get. But if you can't afford it, you don't have to go out and purchase that one. There's so many different ones that are a little bit more affordable. There's ones that you could probably use your points to get, so you don't have to go out and just buy that one if you can't afford it. And it's probably going to be around for a long time, so you don't have to worry about missing out for sure. The only product that I really just did not enjoy using it with was liquid highlight for me. I have dry skin. If that has anything to do with it, I'm not sure, but the liquid highlight for me, it just did not work for me. I would continue to use it for foundation, concealer, for bronzer, for blush, like I would, because I really do enjoy it. So even though I was reviewing the Blendiful, each time I did my makeup, I never once reached for my Juno & Co. sponge or my brushes. I honestly reached for these, not because I was planning to do a review, not because I was making myself tested in all these different aspects, because I wanted to. And that's the biggest difference that I found, because when you love something, that's what you're gonna reach for, that's what you're gonna use. And I reached for it out of like pure enjoyment and love, basically. So I'm really happy I got this. I am happy that I purchased a second one. Do I recommend you go out and buy two? No, because these are big enough. I just wasn't sure how big they were gonna be, but I'm happy I have two, because at least this way, if one is in the wash, then I can use another one, or I can keep one in a travel bag and keep one at home. Very easy to wash. There's no rips. There's none. That's the other thing. You can honestly just toss it in the washer, let it dry the next morning to apply your makeup. You've got a clean Blendiful, which is really cool, because I find with sponges, the water just like stays in them and it's so hard to come out, and brushes take forever to dry unless you use a blow dryer. But I mean, if I can toss this in the washer, take it out, and it's dry the next morning, that's great. So that is my review on the Blendiful. I absolutely love it. I think it's worth it. When you break it down, I paid $15 for this one, $15 for this one, $15 for the other two. That's converting it, taxes, shipping, everything. It's worth it for me because I know I'm going to use these a lot. So let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on it, whether you have it or not. If you think it's a great tool, great. If it's not for you, that's fine also, because that's just how makeup is. A product may work for you, a product may not work for you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. You can also hit the subscribe button down below if you enjoy these types of videos. I post clothing and activewear related videos every Wednesday and Friday, and the odd beauty video every Sunday. So if you enjoy that, make sure to subscribe and make sure to ring the bell to be notified when I upload next. I also do upload many different posts on my social media, so you can go follow me there, and I will see you in the next one.